Royals, it's your girl Felicity G, back with another one, just to let you know that today is a great day to be great. Welcome to H.E.R TV. In this space, we want to set an atmosphere where we can come together and discuss different topics in hopes to helping you along your journey to becoming her, healed, empowered, and recovered. We want to reassure young women like yourself that you are seen, loved, and heard. Through these conversations, we want to remind you that it is never too late to start over and that you are never alone. Today, I am joined with my friend, Tatyana. I can tell you about her, but I'll allow her to tell you about herself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Philly G, for having me here on your beautiful platform. I know your show will do great. I am Tatyana Bradshaw, also known as Bianca Colley. I am a prayer mentor. I love God. Everybody knows that. And I love to be his vessel to speak his word to everyone. But yes, I'm here and I'm happy to be on your show.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So today, our topic is love thyself. You know, we're in the month of love now. So we're going down the pathway. Today we'll be talking about loving thyself. We know it's important that this whole world have it so that we're supposed to be practicing self-love and self-care and all of that stuff. So today we're gonna dabble in that a bit, and we're gonna talk about what does it mean to love yourself. Before we start, I want you to play in an original game called 4 Pick 1 Song. I'm gonna loosen things up a bit here. You're gonna have 4 pictures, and it's gonna be depicting one song, and you have 10 seconds to tell me what song are these 4 pictures depicting. The theme here is R&B. R&B songs. Okay?
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready, and I will go from there.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. Let's do it. So first photo up.
Okay.
This is a new song. Everybody's singing it. Every other video you go on, you hear the song.
Jesus Lord. What it says? Okay, I see 24 hours. I see peach. I don't believe I know this one.
Time is up. This one is called Hours and Hours by Mooney Long. This just came out. You don't know this one?
No, I don't think I've heard that one as yet.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. You have a few more rounds to go. That's okay. So moving right along, just going right into it. Like I said, we'll be talking about self-love, loving yourself. So my first question is, what does self-love look like for you?
Self-love. What does self-love look like to me? At one point, I thought I knew what was self-love until I actually did. Self-love is a complex process and a journey, and a very intriguing one. It doesn't happen overnight, obviously. It's a very long process. You learn new abilities along the way. You unlock different levels of yourself and different versions of yourself. You see and hear things differently. Believe it or not, a lot of people that you even may know does not have sense of love. And I was one of them, to be honest. I really was one of them. They believe that things that they have are current situations that make them love themselves. Self-love isn't money. It isn't materialistic things. It isn't cars, superficial things. Although they make you happy, let's be honest now. Who wouldn't love a fancy car? Who wouldn't love, But individuals would expect those superficial things or those fancy cars or the money to make them love themselves more. Self-love is a matter of knowing your worth and knowing your value. It's a matter of saying no, simple as saying no. It's a matter of saying, I will no longer. It's a matter of saying, I will not suffer, or I will not be here anymore. Self-love is treating yourself like someone you love. So if you love your mommy, why you can't treat yourself like that? Loving thyself is saying, God, give me the strength to walk out of this. Many may not even believe that. If you're in a situation and you're saying, God, I can't do this. God, why this happened to me? The simple as saying, God, take me out of the situation, or God help me to love myself enough to know that I'm worth more to be in this situation. That is self-love. Self-love is knowing you don't have to be in that situation in order to finally see your self-worth and your self-value. Simple as that. Can I just say self-love is not selfish at all? It is not. Many believe that if you have a friend and you choose to choose yourself over them, they may call you selfish, but it's not. It's simply self-love. You love yourself separately from others loving you. And I think I need to repeat that again because I don't think they understand what I just said, Philly G. Self-love is loving yourself separately from others loving you. And what that means is simple as, well, let's say me and Philly G is friends, right? Yes, she loves me. Yes, she's my friend. She encourages me and she goes the whole 9 yards. But I have to do that to myself. I have to also pour into myself. I can't pour into other people if I don't pour into myself. That is self-love. Put yourself first and look at what makes you happy. That's also self-love. We all know happiness is self-love, right? Forgiveness. And this is something I could really speak on because I've experienced this. Forgiveness. I had troubles forgiving people. I would say, Lord, why Tyrone did this to me? Lord, why Tyreek lied on my name? Lord, why Philly said I was this and I was that? But simple as me forgiving helped me to learn to love myself, because if I keep on enduring all that anger and hatred, I brought myself down. I weighed myself down. But when I learned to let go of that, I learned to love myself. Forgiveness is accepting that it has happened to you, not that it was okay, but it has happened to you, and that you are aware and you're moving forward. Because if you're aware, you're aware that it happened to you, not that it was okay, you're aware, and you decide to say, hey, okay, yes, this happened to me, but I will no longer reminisce on what happened. I will no longer say, okay, or dwell on the past or what happened. And you decide to move forward on your life, and you decide to do better things and to help yourself be greater. Another thing that self-love look to me is acceptance. For accept yourself for who you are. Stop looking at other people and stop looking for someone else. You are who you are looking for. If you look in the mirror and you say, Lord, or you say to yourself, I talk to God a lot, so I'm saying Lord all the time. And you said, why I couldn't have this nose? My nose is fat. So I used to say this. These are things that I've experienced. Lord, why my nose gotta be so fat? Lord, why my lips gotta be so big? But that's who you are. You have to accept who God made you. That's who you are. Simply accepting yourself will make you happy. Try it. I promise you. I guarantee you'll be happier. Self-love is setting goals. And I say setting goals because you are achieving greater things in life. Accomplishments. You set your goals, and when you accomplish those goals, you believe in yourself. And you say, Lord, I could do this. I doubted myself for so long that, like I say, unlocking different levels and different versions of yourself. And you say, I could have done this all the time instead of doubting yourself. Self-love is also mindset. Your mindset is very powerful. The way you think, like they used to say, what you eat is what you become. So what you think is what you become. If you doubt yourself, and if you think negatively all the time, then what you expect the outcome to be. Shift your mindset, and you will see greater come out of you. And that's just a touch of what self-love looks like.
I love that. Listen, that hit the nail right on the head. I love it. So if I'm hearing correctly, what you're saying is self-love have to start within. It isn't something that's tangible, it isn't something that's physical, but it starts within.
Mentally, yes.
Mentally, it starts with you knowing that, hey, I gotta forgive myself. I have to forgive others for doing what they did. It's peace, having peace within yourself and appreciating yourself for who God made you to be. I love it. I absolutely love it. With that being said, we're moving right into round 2. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
The artist is right in the picture. The artist that sang the song is right in the picture.
All right. That's a bonus. H.E.R.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the song is "You Look So Perfect." I know it now. I know it. Oh my gosh, the name was right on my tongue. I didn't get 10 seconds. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, what is the name?
The name of the song is right in the picture.
Perfect. I said perfect.
Yes. Yes.
I knew that one.
Yes. Way to go. Okay, moving right along. So why is it so important to love yourself? You know, we all hear about, you know, love yourself, self-care, you know, all of these stuff. But why is it so important that we love ourselves?
Okay, the importance of loving yourself is the same importance of what you eat. Because if you're eating horribly, your diet is poor, obviously you gain weight and you become obese and so on. So if you don't love yourself, you dwell on the negativity, like I said in the last question, because you're pruning yourself, basically. You're shortening your growth. If you don't love yourself and feed into yourself and pour into yourself and speak positive affirmations into yourself, you're pruning yourself. You're shortening your growth. You're shortening your abilities to be greater in life. You're shortening your purpose, the God-given talents that you have. So it's important to love yourself because you have a purpose. It's also important because you have to change the way you see yourself. It's important you change the way you see yourself. If you see yourself less than, what would other people see you as? If I see you as $1,000,000, the way I see myself is the way you see me. If I treat myself as such, for example, car. I noticed from I was young. If you give somebody a ride and they have a bag of food and they eat with them, they see all type of trash in your car. What you think they can leave? Wait, what you think they can do with that bag when they leave your car? You think they can carry it in a dumpster? No, they can leave that trash right now because that's the way you treat your car. So that's the same way they would treat you. If you treat yourself like trash, they will treat you like trash. Another importance of loving yourself is compassion, self-compassion. Self-compassion can lead to lower self-esteem if you don't have self-compassion for yourself. I had to learn this the hard way. I was so hard on myself. I was saying, Lord, I didn't achieve this goal. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And it kind of led me to lower self-esteem because I was harsh on myself. So try not to be so harsh on yourself and you would have more self-compassion. You will love yourself more. Also, learning to find self-love within instead of external validation. I had to accept myself. I had to feed into myself. I keep saying this a lot, but trust me, it's very imperative that y'all understand that. I had to tell myself instead of asking Philly G, or instead of asking Sasha, or instead of asking Carla what their thoughts was. I had to be content with what I felt and what my heart desires was. Loving yourself the way you love others, how you love yourself, shows how you love you. That can go for relationships, that can go for friendships, that can go for anything. So I piggyback off of what I said before, but it's very important that you love yourself.
You coming in hot. You coming in hot. I just love that. I love that. So in essence, self-love is important for growth.
Yes.
Self-love shows others how they must treat you, because if you treat yourself to the utmost respect and all of that stuff, then you know, whoever comes along have to treat you with the same respect. You know, I love it. Girl, you hitting every nail on the head. I love it. Ladies, I hope you are listening.
Listen carefully.
Yes. But we're gonna move right into round 3. You have 1 point, so we're gonna move right into round 3. Let me know when you are ready.
And I am ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at the artist who sings the song is in the picture.
I know the song. It's a love song.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. What is the name of it? I think
Look
that's
at
the
it.
song to a son.
No, this one wasn't our son.
Okay. Back on. I say born flowers. Oh my goodness, I know it. Oh, 10 seconds. It's on the tip of my tongue again.
It's right there. It's right there.
Butterfly.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Butterfly.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So this one is more of a personal question. What does your self-care routine or your self-love routine look like?
Okay. What does my self-care routine look like? Well, from I was young, I always like to do routines. Whether it's doing my hair or doing my facial, whatever it was, I always had a routine. So my self-care routine would have been and is now reassurance. I reassure myself that I am beautiful. I reassure myself that I am loved, called, and chosen. I reassure myself that I am God's greatness, that I am His child, that I am loved. So reassurance is definitely important in my routine. Also healing and forgiving myself. Healing is letting go of whatever happened in the past. I got over it and I moved on. I mentioned that earlier. And forgiving myself. Yes, forgiveness can be a process and it can be something like hard to get done, but it's not that you can't get it done. But it's a process, but I had to forgive. Now, my next point would be meditation. I feel as if this is very important to do. This is a time where you could be by yourself and you can meditate. You give yourself morning affirmations. You could, whether I'm alone or whether I'm in God's presence, I give myself morning affirmations. I read the Bible. I reassure myself. This piggybacks off of reassurance. Another self-care routine would have been managing my emotions. I changed the way I manage my emotions. Where I used to overthink, the way I talk to myself. And I used to identify myself with my emotions. For example, when I said identify myself with my emotions, I would have said to myself, oh my gosh, you're not as good as I thought you were. You can't achieve this. You're setting unrealistic goals and so on and so on. Also finding gratitude in all situations. Instead of thinking negatively out of a situation, you think of the positive. I would have said, that was great. I did exceptionally well. Instead of, oh, I could have done better. Also taking care of myself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Very important. I had to change my mindset. I had to also, what I eat is what I become. And emotionally, like I said, change the way I manage my emotions. Yes, self-love can be spa days, pedicures, and long weekends of yourself. Although it may not be entirely false, it is a part of self-love and self-care, but there's more to it. Mental, emotional, and physical.
I love it. I love it. I love every part of it. So would you agree that in our self-care routine or self-care or self-love, no matter what it is, it starts up here.
Yes.
It starts in the mental.
Yes.
Because see, whatever's here controls how your actions are, controls what you do, controls how you think, controls everything around you. That's what your mind controls. So it's important that you fix here. You take care of here, and everything else will follow.
It can fall in place, definitely.
Okay, so moving right into the final round of the game. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll go right ahead.
I am ready.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, I see Heartbreak. I don't know that actor.
His name is Giveon. He's the artist of this song.
Definitely don't know it. We can end that right here. My 10 seconds up. I definitely don't know that one. Definitely don't know that one.
Okay. This one is called Heartbreak Anniversary.
Wow, I was close. I said Heartbreak. Heartbreak
Yes.
Anniversary.
Oh, well, you did good. 2 out of 4. You did really well. Going right into it. Tell me about a time, because I know, a lot of times we talk about self-love and self-care, but sometimes we end up dropping the ball sometimes, you know. But can you tell me about a time where you realized you lacked or neglected self-care or self-love?
I can. I definitely can. When I analyze my path when I was getting over certain trauma in my life, I when I was transitioning from teenage to adulthood, I realized that I value other people's opinion over mine. I did that. I did that heavily. I always, like I say, I seek an external validation from others. So I had to learn that in order for me to love myself, I had to accept my opinion first. I had to ask, what does Tatyana say? Or how does Tatyana feel? Instead of running to somebody else. Also, I didn't uplift myself. Like I said, I always talk down on myself. I didn't say whether I did a great job. I would say you could have done better or something along those lines. I settle for less also. And when I say I settle for less, I settle for less than I could have achieved. Instead of just say I could have reached a 10, I settle for a 5. And also, I hid my true self from others. And this is called masking. That's like what we call fitting in. I did not the way I truly was. I changed my personality to please others. And I overanalyze my behavior. That seems it's close to masking, but it's not the same thing. Also, I had a fear of being judged by others, whether it was what I was thinking, what I was doing, or what I was wearing. I would say, no, if I wear this, they would think of this of me, or if I wore that, they would think this. And then I would do something, and I would say, oh, they would think of me this way, and so on and so on. Also, I struggle with physical and mental self-care. I was a little heavy when I was young, so I would always say, oh, I was fat or XYZ. That's basically low self-esteem, obviously. But those are some of the factors that I lacked and neglected self-care. Also, for others that I did not experience with, but our point, some may feel inferior to others. They may be insecure of their personality, their intelligence, and their parents. They were too hard on themselves and they were never satisfied. They lacked confidence. They needed excessive affirmation and attention, and they had difficult and unstable relationships.
That's powerful. That's real powerful. And the thing is, I'm sitting here, I'm hearing you say all of these things, and I'm resonating with certain set of
Right.
Because sometimes you feel, sometimes, especially when you don't have people around you that's uplifting you in that moment, you're gonna fall prey to low self-esteem. You're gonna start, oh, I should have been this way, or I could have done this better. So it's important. I think it's important that we be mindful of where we allow our mind to drift to. We have to capture our thoughts, because if we allow our thoughts to drift, we could go down some dark roads.
Right.
So it's important. And I'm reading this in my devotional this morning, where you have to be careful. You have to be careful of how you allow your thoughts to run. Because like we were saying earlier, whatever you allow in your mind, they can control you. So if you allow doubt and low self-esteem in your mind, then that's how you're gonna think of yourself. You're only gonna see the negative of you. You have to. And then one of the things that I'm learning now is that when my mind decides that it's gonna drift, I have to understand that they are lies, and then replace it with truth. And the only truth you can replace it with is when you go to the Word of God. Definitely. Because that's where the truth is. That's where He say who you are. That's where He says you are His masterpiece. You are chosen. You are called. all of
Right.
these things. So it's important that you replace those things with truth.
Right.
Moving right along. We've been talking about self, right? That's the foundation of what we've been talking about. And we know in society today, it's almost like everybody is selfish. Self-love looks a totally different thing now. Everything is me, 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 me. And we said, no, self-love is not selfish. But in society today, it's like self-love is selfish nowadays because everything is just me, 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 and me.
Right.
And God doesn't like when we put self above him. Self-love is important, but he doesn't like when we put self above him. Right? So my question is, how can we honor God by loving ourselves? Or how can self-love honor God?
Right. Okay, just before I get into that question, I just would like to answer what you said earlier. Yes, our God is a jealous God. So we can't put ourselves before God. We have to put God, our maker, before anyone else, then ourselves, and then others. But how can I honor God by loving myself? Just simply by being a product of God's love. Just as simple as that. Being by forgiveness, unconditional love. When people see you, they see love and they see God. Simple as that. Being a product of God's love and reflecting the faith that I have in God. Simply saying, God, I know you could do this. God, I know you could have changed. I know you could help me change my mindset. Anything that I've said on this platform tonight is simply honoring God by loving yourself. Also by learning to love yourself by understanding the way God loves you. Definitely a big one. Understand why he loves you and the way he loves you. And by living by his word, not having fear, doubt, anything the Bible speaks against and about. And also by saying, God, I am yours, your child, your daughter, your son, and live by his word. That's how we can honor God, by loving ourselves.
Wow. That is powerful. That is powerful. Honoring, you can honor God. You can literally self-love can literally honor God by honoring God.
Right.
Wow,
right.
That is powerful. That is powerful. So that's showing the love, just as First Corinthians or Second Corinthians love. Love is patient, love is kind.
Definitely.
All of this stuff, all of that should be attributes of honoring God, treating people how he expects us to, treat others, treat ourselves, how he has asked us to treat ourselves and stuff like that. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
God loves us so much. He loves us so much that he sent his only son. It can't get any clearer than that. Can't get any better than that. He sent his only son. God loves us so much that he forgives us every time.
Yep.
And the list goes on and on and on. So you can love God. You can honor God by simply honoring God and to understand the way that he loves you. And I had to dissect. I said, God, what am I going to tell these people? What am I going to tell your people how to honor you by loving yourself? But when he revealed that revelation to me, I said, yes, that's the one. And that's it. So simply love yourself and love God and honor God by simply understanding the way God loves you.
Wow. Oh man, listen. Oh man, if you only know how this conversation has blessed me, how God has just shown himself in this, it's like mind-blowing. But that's the end of our conversation. I am so thankful for you being here. This conversation has been amazing. I loved every aspect of it. And I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for consenting to be a part of this. Thank you so much. But
no problem.
Is there anything that you would like to promote?
I don't have a business of my own, but I do have other business that I would like to promote. Charette Body 242 for all our Nassau family. We have a box full of goodies. You have strawberries covered chocolates, a box full of good things that we love to eat. Hit her up at Tourette Body 242 _ on Instagram.
Okay.
Also, the new store that's in town, the new store that's just open in town, Shape Your Crib. I don't know if anybody have heard about this as yet, but I guarantee you guys, y'all would be happy. Head down to Shape Your Crib. It is like tortillas. I made tortillas. They put steak. They put all type of different stuff in it. And you guys will love it. It's like a nice snack, and it's good portion as well. They sell drinks. They sell iced coffee. They sell all type of stuff in there. Listen. Just head down to Shape Your Crib. And that's for the free part.
Okay, it's here in Freeport.
Right, yes.
Awesome. Okay. Well, before I go, I would also like to shout out Purpose Filled Boutique for my headband. It's a custom-made headband, and she specializes in all headbands, bows, tutus, everything you name, she hand makes them. And I just want to send a special shout out to her for my headband that she created. I absolutely love it so much. Thank you, Royals, for tuning in. See you next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. Follow us on all our social media platforms linked in the description below. Until then, remember, you are royalty, so walk like it, talk like it, dress like it, show up like it, and wait for the godly man that treats you like it. Have a great evening. See you next week.